I didn't, I'm sorry, I had to finish the question. I didn't know what it is. Bobby G again.
Oh, sorry.
Dr. Richard Hawkins, yes, I'd ask about, because I have the audit in front of me, I'm trying to find the critical sections, and I haven't found them yet, so if you could just respond to his statements on that, we'd appreciate it.
No problem. There is not one person, there's never been one person that just finishes the stuff. He might be getting information. You know what, the longer you're in politics, the more you're in office, you know, you accumulate certain people who like you, and you accumulate people who don't like you. It just happens, all right? So there's always rumors and innuendos. You have people who left employment there. I have never fired anybody. They have fired themselves. That's the way I've always felt, always will feel, all right? So people go out and say things. Now, you want to catch these little phrases and try to make something out of them, that's fine. The proof's in the pudding. There is no critical part of that thing. What they hit us on, the only ding we had out of that audit, an extensive audit again, was that in the old office, we didn't have a place to put the keys. That was the only ding we had. So that the keys weren't quite secure. Today, we moved to another place. Again, at no cost to the taxpayer, all right? But we moved to another place. Now every girl has her own drawer, lockable. They're responsible for their own key. Then we have 2 people back up their account at the end of the day. It's the way it always has been, always will be. Under our case management system, we have under the case management system right now, you need 2 supervisors to change a receipt. I have that authority. I don't know how to do it. All right? I don't want to know, just like I don't know the combinations to the safe. I don't need to know. And that's just the way it is. I'm in charge. I take care of the business. You know, again, I come with the vision, the ideas. We've changed an office that was floundering. We had some problems early on. We know that. Issues. We try to correct everything. We corrected everything. And I think the proof again is in the pudding, and thank you for having it up there. Bobby G.
David Hissey, you had mentioned earlier about the audit. It took 3 years. So it took 3 years on it?
Okay, Bobby G. Can I respond? Yeah, sir. Okay, it's a 3-year extensive audit. It went from July 1st, 2006. They went through all our records. July 1st, 2006 to June 30th, 2009. They completed the audit on the end of December, last week of December. So I'll just say December 31st for make it easy, all right? But that's when it was completed, because I didn't get it and be able to send back a draft and an answer, and I believe they're all on there. The draft and the answer until maybe January or February. But they stayed on property for 3 months to go through everything and talk to each employee. So maybe they didn't talk to the employees that Mr. Yepko talked to, I have no idea, but all the employees were available.
Just real quick question. Yes or no, as a constable, does it give you the right to park at a handicap place with your vehicle?
I think as we talked earlier, someone else mentioned to me before the meeting, you know, we're a nation of rule of law, not of men. No, you don't park your vehicle on a handicap unless you happen to have a handicap placard or a plate, or to hire a deputy who he or she may be handicapped, and the only way I can see it. I've never seen that. And also, I never talked to any of his ex-employees. I am aware who they are. They've contacted me, okay? Because, again, I try to talk sometimes by analogies. We all know what happened to Mr. Tiger Woods, okay? He's not bigger, and no man is bigger than the game of golf. No man is bigger than this office, okay? He's a very successful and experienced person. Is he a professional politician? Does he need to stay there 12, 20, 30 years to satisfy himself? Does anyone in Washington? I think that's why we have term limits. That's one thing that I think is important to me. Sometimes I think the man gets bigger than the office, and we lose sight of why the office even exists. But no, they don't have a right to park there, and I would never do that. I wouldn't expect these people to do that either.
Bobby G. I'll do it this way. No, because you asked for a question, an answer of yes or no. So it's no.
Don Wilbright, moderator for the Veterans in Politics. I was a 3-term councilman in St. Louis, Missouri, and one of the big problems that we had back then is, and I'd like to know what you two feel about it. I'll start with Bobby G. You can respond. How do you feel about nepotism, and do you have family members working in your office? Thank you.
Nepotism, huh? Okay. how do I feel about it? I feel because I can hire the people I need to hire, the qualified people I need to hire, I can hire anybody I want to hire as long as they're qualified, okay? I happen to have a single mom sister-in-law who does work for me. I'm not going to tell you she doesn't. She does. She does a great job because she's a great ambassador on the Strip properties. I couldn't get another deputy to do that job and do it as well as she does. And she gets paid for what she does, and that's how she gets paid. Like everybody else, and the records are out there for everybody to see.
Well, coming from a county sheriff's department in South Carolina, no, I don't agree with nepotism. I've been to many, many state meetings down at the building down on Washington, the Strip, and they've had problems where their security companies that coming out of state, they say they can't find qualified people in Nevada. What do we have, 13 or 14% unemployment? And they basically want to bring in their own people. You can find people who are professional, who are not related to you. There's plenty of qualified people out there that can do the job. I guess one lesson I learned in the FBI, if you have a lack of candor, that's the biggest problem. So I just believe in transparency and coming clean. I will not hire anybody who's related to me. I'm going to look at their resume, look at their background, and if someone goes into the office and asks questions like we did in the last 3 weeks, that receptionist is going to be able to answer those questions. For example, do you know who the constable is? Well, the person knew that. How long has he been in office? They didn't know. What are your fees? They didn't know. Is he running for re-election? They didn't know. Is that somebody that you want making a first impression on a professional office that's supposed to be up and beyond board? I don't think so.
Okay, folks, Don Wilbright, moderator for Veterans in Politics. Unless, actually, we're really out of time. I'd like to say that I appreciate both of you folks coming up and, participating, and thank you very much, and I really appreciate it. Thank you.